face real quick. And yeah, go from there. I'm gonna start off with priming my face with the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm. I really like this. It really makes your foundation last like all day long. Just rub it into your skin until it gets tacky, and it really just makes the foundation really adhere to your skin. So I really like that. So I like to use that all over my face. And then on my T-zone, I am oily, so I like to use the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer. It's the mattifying one. And I just like to put that in my T-zone, like my forehead, nose, and then chin. And it really just makes sure that I don't get all oily. Then, because I do have some friends chilling on my like chin and jawline area, so I like to go in with the LA Girl HD Pro Concealer in the green one. Green just helps cancel out like the redness on just any spots that I feel are really red. And then I just like to go and just like blend it out. You could use any brush, beauty blender. And then for foundation, I used this in yesterday's video, and it's the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation Plus Concealer. One of my favorite brushes that I've been using lately is the Morphe E44. I really like this brush to blend out my foundation. I just like to really buff it into my skin. And I always like to bring it down my neck, that way it doesn't look like I have a harsh line or anything. And for concealer, I'm just going to go ahead and use another LA Girl Pro HD concealer, and this one's in the shade Porcelain, and I just apply it in like a triangle under my eye. I like to do under my eyes, chin, nose, cupid's bow, and forehead, just so that it really comes all together. You don't want something that's so like harsh and bright under the eye, and it's just not gonna look good. Just using the same brush that I use for my foundation, it just really blends everything so seamlessly, and I love it. Then for setting, I've been using the RCMA No Color powder, and normally I use the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and this is basically like a dupe for it. I really like this one, and it photographs well. There's no flashback or anything, and it does the job, and it's only 10 bucks. If you live, I mean, normally you can get it like online, like on Beautylish. There's other websites that you can get it on also too, but where I live, which is the 209 area, there's a makeup store that I get it from, and yeah, it just makes it so much easier. That way I don't have to like order it online or anything. It's always out of stock too. So I just like to pour it out. I have a mixing tray, and I just like to pour it out. And personally, I like to bake because it makes my foundation and concealer and everything last so much longer. I don't deal with creasing or none of that, and so that's personally what I like to do. Not a lot of people like to bake, but I think with like summer coming up, and you know, you can get oily or sweat, And even for like special occasions like parties or anything that you want your makeup to last long, I highly recommend baking. It really just makes your makeup last so much longer. And so I just like to use a beauty blender, or you can use one of those like cosmetic wedges. You could use a brush, you could use anything really. I just like to make sure that I blend out any creases. You could use your finger, brush, whatever you use. And then I like to get it on the beauty blender, and I like to just go in and set it. That's basically it. This has made such a huge difference in making my makeup last a lot longer. Because I am oily and I sweat a lot, especially in summer. Like, it's ridiculous how much I sweat, honestly. So I just really like to make sure that I set it good. I just like to set my nose, under my eyes, my forehead, my chin. Then for the rest of my face, I just like to go in with a Morphe powder brush, and I use the Studio Fix in C3, and I just like to set the rest of my face. This also adds just a little bit more coverage. I do have like acne scarring like right here, like around my jawline, so I just like to cover it, and then I just like to take the powder and blend it down my neck. That way it is blended. I like to just set my forehead also, and that's basically it. Then I go in with contouring, highlighting blush. So for the eyes, I'm going to be using the Morphe 35O Matte and Shimmer Palette. I'm just going to start off with any lighter brown transition color just so that it all blends nicely. And then I will be going in with a darker brown just to deepen up the crease a little bit. And yeah, and then I will go in with my brown lid color, and I just like to pack that onto the lid, and then I will also use that brush to just like blend it upwards, and that way there's no like harsh lines or anything, and it just like looks very seamlessly blended. And then I just go in with any other blending brush and blend out those harsh edges. That way it doesn't look so harsh, obviously. I like to really take my time on blending and just repeating each step. That way it just looks so seamless. And then I just like to go back in with the same lid color and reapply it, because when you blend everything out, obviously you lose the intensity onto the lid. So like I said, just repeating each step as to blending, packing, and so you'll get it to how you want it to look. And then I'm going in with a gold lid color just to add a bit of dimension. And then for my bottom lash line, I'm using a brown liner, putting that onto really close on that tight line, and then also into my waterline. And then I'm using that same brown lid color to really smoke out my lash line and make sure that I'm setting that brown liner. I'm really just blending it upwards with the eyeshadow, that way it all connects together, and going in with a black liner to tightline, and I'm using Flutter Lashes Slayla lashes today. And I'm just prepping my lashes for the falsies, just giving them a curl with Tarte's lash curler, and then also just giving them a quick coat of mascara. And then I also like to put some mascara onto my bottom lashes. And then I'm using Morphe's eyeshadow. I can't remember the name of it. I will link it down below, but obviously I'm using it for a pop of color. You know, summer coming up, I like to do my pops of color, and I just like to keep packing it on there, making sure that I get it to how intense that I want it to look. And then I like to apply my lashes using these lash applicators. Just make it so much easier. I'm not someone that can use my fingers, obviously, and I just like to smush my real lashes and falsies together to make it look the most natural. And then I'm going in with my NYX Ombre blush in Nude to Me and adding some color back into my skin. And then I like to set my face with my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. And then I'm going in with that Glow Kit by Anastasia, and I'm mixing those three shades and putting them on the highest points of my cheekbones, my nose, and Cupid's bow. I really like to go in with my highlight after I spray my face and just let it dry a little bit. That way I get my highlight to be the most intense that I want it to be. And then I go back in with that blush brush just to blend everything out, and I'm going in with ColourPop's Ultra Satin Lip in Echo Park for my lip color, and basically that's the finished look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.